And we're back on the Marianne Show. Of course, I'm Marianne. At the Marianne Show, we believe in keeping families together. We have a very special panel today. And we're going to talk about no fathers at home. That's the theme of the show. What happened to that missing man? That missing man could be your father, your uncle, your grandfather. There's a lot going on when a man is missing. A lot of people don't like to allow that leader to lead, which is the man, because in real life, you just cannot get here by yourself through either a woman or a man. So togetherness is a woman and a man. So we have three special people here on a panel. I'm going to throw out a subject and we're going to all talk about it. First of all, we have here a very special guest. We're going to start from the far end. I like to say ladies first, although we have a gentleman in front of us. We're going to start with Monica Peterson, who is with, I always say this word wrong, so I'm going to say NAR, and then I'm going to let you just say a little bit about yourself, Monica, and then I'll go on to the next guest.
Hi everyone, my name is Monica L. Peterson, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Center.
And next we have, again we have wonderful, who I am appreciative of, our sponsor, our new sponsor, Monique Buchanan, like the former president of with Eagle Group Realtors. Is that correct?
Yes.
Why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Monique Buchanan with Eagle Group Realtors. I'm a real estate broker. I've been in real estate full-time since 2007. I also own Credit Care USA. So I'm specialized in commercial and residential sales and also credit repair.
Okay, and always saving the best for last, we have Dr. A. Wayne Jones with Wisdom Institution of Education. What does that mean? Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, hello everyone. Wisdom Institute Education District is a unique and proprietary learning system which is African-centered, Christian-based, and our programs are all based in learning enhancement and personal development. So we range from students from preschool to collegiate, as well as business and organization enhancement.
Okay. Well, I want to thank everybody for being here. And again, this is a very serious discussion, and we're going to talk about no fathers in the home, and I'm going to without fathers. So that's the subject I want to talk about, and I know, Dr. Wayne, you have credibility to talk about that. So let's just talk about the impacts of no fathers in the home. No fathers in the home doesn't mean that you do not have to be successful, because I grew up in foster care. I grew up without a mother and a father. So I never, ever in life knew my father world. And guess what? My parents were married. So let's just talk about that. Just don't let me talk. I don't hear anything.
Okay. I'll start. One of the issues, it's very important for fathers to be in the lives of children, which of course springs initially from the home. What the father provides is stability, but more than that, the sense of purpose and identity. There's an area in every child's life, male or female, that the father performs just by reason of the function of fathers, and that is the father serves to confirm the identity of a child. And statistics show that children that grew up in fatherless homes or absent fathers, that is, fathers that don't get involved in the lives of the children, it shows that those children who have interaction with the fathers, they tend to be more stable, they tend to be more intentional about understanding what life is about, and they are affirmed and confirmed. What we're dealing with today in this society is the issue of loss and absence of a sense of identity, as well as a sense of meaningfulness and purpose.
Okay, so let me just stop you, and please, everyone join in. I'm noticing that a man is leaving a home easy,
Okay.
or either they're not marrying. Why is society like that? Why is it that people just don't care? What's going on? So what do you have to say?
I grew up without a father also, though I had three. So the first father that I knew about, that's my last name, Peterson. And when I found out he wasn't my real father, I was like in my 20s. So then I met my real father, and he had other kids from different women, and he just never communicated with them. And so, and I also have a stepfather, and he's still alive. He raised my brothers, but I was not in the household. But I was grateful because I had a grandmother, and she really loved me, and she took care of me, and that was my role model. My mother also. So I didn't really have a male that I grew up with in the household.
Okay.
So my son, I'm a single parent I'm a single mother. And so my son grew up without his father in the household too. But God also blessed us with great people in our lives like Bishop Jones. We had other pastors. He was part of the Boys and Girls Club till he was, I don't even know how old. But so we had people like that, people in boys programs like St. Paul Saturdays and things of that nature. But it's a real struggle because my young man is now 18 years old. And that's coming into manhood. I'm a woman. I can't teach a man how to be a man.
Okay, so we need to go to the commercial break. I'll be back, and we're going to discuss this more. We're going to discuss solutions. I mean, we can talk about a father not being in the home all day long, but let's talk about some solutions and ways to reduce stress. We'll be back.
I got some Oxy after I hurt my neck. First, I took them to feel better. Then, I just kept taking them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Back with Dr. Wayne. So we're going to talk about the missing man. We're not going to say why he was missing, okay? I just know that every other household, there is a man that is missing. Okay, so how can we minimize this problem?
One of the things we have to realize is that what we're experiencing now with missing, absent men, absent fathers, is the root of that problem has been manufactured through policy in this country, various programs, no matter the agency, the organization. There has always been the promotion of the death and the destabilization of the black family through removal of the black man and the black father. Now,
why the women don't get respect? Why is it that the women don't get respect when a black man leaves?
Well, because, as I said, in this country, the focus has been destabilization of the black family. That's what we're finding out now. We're not going to be able to address all of that in this program, but what I do want to say, where we have missing men, one of the things that we as black people must realize and come to understand, we're not one another's enemies.
Right.
And to redevelop and rekindle black community.
And let's hear from you.
My father was absent also. I had a mother that had 4 kids at 21. So, but I had grandparents that were God sent. Mm-hmm. So where my father lacked, my grandfather stepped in. Mm-hmm. You know, we were the family. He took us to ventures every Saturday. And I think that love creates discipline.
It's the key.
Right.
You know, I could have done whatever I wanted to do. My grandparents was obsessed over us. But the love and respect I had from their hardships made me want to be something. And, you know, even when I think about not doing right, I go back to what I saw them go through. And what he, as a black male, my grandmother was a stay-at-home mom. And I'm like, now that I'm older, I'm like, how did he feed all of us? How did he, you know, so that makes me, even when I'm in situations of where I feel fear, I think back to him and it gives me strength to move forward.
So everyone, I have a question. We really need to wrap this up.
Okay.
Do you feel like, you know, 'cause we're going to wrap it up and we're going to show love for every man We're going to show love. I think it's important that we always say thank you to everybody. We always forgive, and we always show love. That means we're going to show love for every single race. We're going to forgive every single person, and we're going to say thank you, and we're going to show kindness, and not just because. I think just because it's the pandemic, but just because it's just so important nowadays. Why don't you say something, Dr. Wayne? What do you have to say about all of this? For a person that has to go back, a child that has to go back and take care of a father that they never heard from. How do you feel about
what
that?
I'll say, what's important is that one thing that's a shock, you cannot reverse that, is when children lose a father. Whatever there was in the past that they had some animus about, you cannot repair that. They're gone. And many have this regret factor, this guilt factor, that they didn't have that relationship. That cannot be, it cannot be repaired, it cannot be substituted for. So what is important is to understand that love and truth are paramount, and to value one another. One thing generations many times miss is that the younger generation cannot and do not understand the challenges that their parents before them had to deal with. And some things are so horrendous and so traumatic that they cannot talk about. So, and many times they will take that as a reason for hating, for disengaging with them. But to understand that though you may be, I'm talking about boys and girls, though you may have some bad feelings about your father, one day you are going to be a father, you're going to be a mother. And it is true that what goes around does come around. I see it repeated in generations. So a key to that, let us love one another, value one another, which means that you're not going to understand everything, but that's no reason to disengage.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to thank my guests for coming on. Always remember, at the Marianne Network, we do believe in families staying together, because at the Marianne Network, we believe in keeping families together.